Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we apparently have a faction brewing here. What is this faction? Independence. I believe this guy just inherited, didn't he? Fairly recently. So that's probably what's going on here. We're also above our vassal limit, but that will go away fairly soon here. 16 months until legalistic. Do we want to let these guys fire? That's the question. Do we have a Liberty faction behind it? A little bit, and then there's also this faction to install a different person onto the Armenian throne. So I think we probably don't want to allow this to fire. Can we negotiate with any of them just right off the bat? That is question number one. And then, actually, yes, we can negotiate with this fine gentleman. Perfect. Any others? And how much power was that guy actually in the alliance there? Not enough to make it go away. Just want to double check. Yeah, not really much of anything that we can negotiate with through here. So we'll probably work on this guy. He does have an unmarried daughter, and we have a son. So that'll do. That should solve that problem, at least temporarily. And let's go ahead and go for a couple of concubines here, because we could definitely use some more bargaining. I mean children. We definitely could use some more children. Fantastic. So let's proceed here, and I also want to take a look at machicolations in 9 years. Okay. Sounds good. So there is a couple of alliance formed, and we'll see if that ends up being a bit more of a faction. For the time being, I don't want to go to war until we know that this factionalism is dealt with. It's looking like it might be dealt with. Our court grandeur rank went up. Okay. Offer concubine. Sure. We could definitely use more bargaining chips. That is definitely a thing that we could use. So this independence faction is actually right on the line, and now it's over the line. So we should probably see about doing something here. That's betrothed. Not a lot that we can do with the Queen of Sumpa here. So we should probably look at maybe targeting King Ananias here. Do you have a son? Yes, you do. Do we have a daughter? No, we don't. Okay. We have a half-brother that we could invite to court. That could work. Does he have a female child that is unmarried? The answer is no. Okay. So that's non-great, but this guy is basically the same level of strength, and he does. So we'll go ahead and bring our half-brother to court, and we will marry him off over here. Excellent. So the threshold is 65%. So currently this will drop them down below the threshold. We'll see if they remain there. For the time being, they are. And that's good. We're not truced with this guy, are we? Oh, no, we are. We are truced with him. Okay. So they're continuing to brew. It's very rude. We could send them a gift. 150 gold for 35 opinion isn't bad. That guy might leave the faction over it. We'll see. We could send the same gift over here and to this guy as well. And potentially even to this guy. We did see people leaving the faction there. So that's good. Currently, there's no factionalism problem. Wonderful. So I'd like to come down over this way, and we're going to need multiple wars to get these guys driven off of the Arabian Peninsula, I think. So we would need to do a holy war for just a single county. And then we go for Hadramut here. Yikes. These are not great claims either. We'll go for this one. It's not good. I guess this duchy is okay. And then we could go for this guy as well. Just a single holy war for county. So we're not going to have this totally cleaned up this war, obviously. But we'll go ahead and drop a rally point somewhere over like here. We're not going to need a huge number of troops. Like, this guy's going to be the most powerful here, I think. At 3,600. Yeah, that's not very powerful at all. So we'll just raise up, I don't know, 5, 10k, something like that. I guess 26k is what we're going to go for. Sure, that's fine. And these guys are being jerks again. Can you stop? Like, seriously? That'd be nice. Can you just not? If we could get this lady out of there, that would be a big deal. I don't suppose any of these betrothals are our betrothal. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, that's a betrothal. There's not a lot that we can work with here. We could send her a gift for 35 opinion. That brings her up to 27. And I suppose we could seduce her. I mean, it would be faster than the ultimatum right now, anyway. So we'll get these grouped together, and we'll get the bombards split out and the levies split out, and we'll send them on in with a siege leader. There we go. And these guys, they are going to need to attempt to locate some enemy armies to murder a bit. So we'll do that, and we now see that this is 8 months out. This guy joined in at 52. That's rude. Very rude indeed. So what are you angry about? Short reign, offensive war, absolute crown authority. That's it. She's not really upset about anything in particular. That guy's just stubborn. You're the wrong religion. Okay. Well, we might be able to... Well, we don't have anybody that we can work with, do we? Betrothed, 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 spoused, spouse, 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 and betrothed. Yep, not great options there. Okay. We're going to take these guys down over this way. Try to get out of these wars. I was hoping that that faction would be dealt with. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So we're going to head down over this way. See about taking out some of these armies. And we'll just head into their capital in Hadramut. 58% chance, 59% chance. Let's see. The trappings of majesty, huh? Resplendent raiment would not necessarily be a bad thing. Okay, so we're going to catch and stack wipe this force. What a waste of effort. So that didn't go so well. When are these guys going to fire? 4 months. 7 months on the seduction. Okay. Well, we're going to need to eliminate some of these enemy forces. The wars will wrap up pretty quickly. Okay, so this one's done. We'll enforce those demands. And then we'll head over this way. And these guys, they're not going to slow siege. They're going to make their way up over here. Okay. There's legalism. That's really good for us. What else can we do to pull people out of this faction? There's just nothing to work with. Well, I suppose what we could do is bounce the faction. We break this betrothal. And... oh, she has no one to work with. Right. 65 is the threshold. 7.9 would not actually get us there. For some reason, I was thinking that this princess was not betrothed. She is, though. It's this guy we'd be able to work with, potentially. Now, he has an unmarried son, but no daughter. So we're going to actually break a... well, we have only male children. We're going to have to break a second betrothal here. And we're going to have to go for... man, options are very limited. Incredibly limited. We could go with maybe this. Would this get us an alliance? It would not. This would. So we do that, and then 3.9%. Yikes. Man, all 5 of these. No option to deal with them. Okay, well, that's exciting. 3.9% son, daughter, but you are betrothed. Okay. Not a lot to work with in, like, any of these. Daughter is betrothed. Man. Only sons. Here we go. Not that one, I think. Okay, so we form that alliance. And then we arrange this marriage as well. Something pious. Like, actually, what would she like? She's patient, compassionate, fickle. She is a mastermind philosopher. So I think modern philosophy is what we go for. She is completely engrossed. Okay. So that alliance was formed. They're now too weak to send an ultimatum by a rounding error. Cool. So we're going to need to, of course, come down over here and get these sieges and battles wrapped up. They are now powerful enough again because this guy has rejoined. However, this guy's now the faction leader. So now we have to bounce this. We break this betrothal. That puts us negative in the prestige. And we set this back up. And that will disband the faction and reset the timer. Now, we're still not going to be able to deal with them exactly. Come on, dude. What? He betrothed her to someone else. That is so rude. So we're going to have to fight these guys. Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, we're not going to let them be independent. Will not be threatened. So they don't have a ton of troops. Where are they located? Okay. That shouldn't be too bad. In theory. In theory. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up over here. We'll come back to that war in a moment. Demand artifact, get out of here. We don't have a commander here. It'll be this guy. Okay, so this siege finishes. We're at 73%. Okay. And there's no point in seducing this queen anymore. None at all. And we're going to come down over here, try to fight these guys. They are commanded by ruler, so there's a chance that we could eliminate this battle, or rather this war immediately. So that'll be fine. Sure, show in the king. Cool. So that siege is now done. We're 80% war score here, and we should also have ticking war score. Yeah, he's going to siege a lot of locations. We should have ticking war score here now. So that'll be fine. We'll come down over to here and siege. We'll swing by here on the way. Ahura Mazda will judge these sinners. And is this commanded by ruler? Yes, it is. So we could wrap up both of these wars with these battles, in theory. And in fact, we did with this war. So we'll enforce those demands. And that, of course, means that this gets granted out to a noble of the Armenian culture, as does this. Cool. Now, there is another faction brewing, and we're not super surprised by that. This is only a Liberty faction, and we may be able to negotiate with some of these guys. We'll see if we can. But this is not a particularly threatening faction. We can just acquiesce to them. I'm not too concerned about that. No, I don't want to request a claim. Let's see. I doubt we can negotiate with any of these, but it is possible. There's a count in this. Okay. So this guy should be granted out to, like, here. I think this is, yeah, that's the correct count. So he'll exit that faction. Everyone else in here is of king rank. Okay. So we're going to get this siege done here. And these guys, they're going to start heading up over somewhere over this direction. I would like to fight some of these forces. We're going to head up. And the siege are, of course, going to continue to siege here. This guy has some troops, but not really enough to do anything up here, I don't think. So that's fine. And this holy war for the sheikdom here. What is this? We're defending against this? He has no troops. Who is this guy? Oh, this guy. Okay. Sure. Well, that's exciting. This war is now over. We'll enforce those demands. And then we're going to take these guys over to here. And we're going to end this war. Actually, we should probably come back here and fight these guys. And wrap this war up. We can get no more from Battle War Score, but that's commanded by Ruler. So that should be fine. We need to eliminate this force. Okay, we now have bland food. That's okay too. We're above our holding limit. Did we just inherit something? Or what? Hang on. We need to check that. Because we definitely don't want to be above our domain limit. So what do we got here? Barony of Katis, Guardman. We can come up here. Okay. And yeah, all of these are appearing to be correct. County of Mandab. Where's this? Oh, right. Of course. We need to hand that out. There we go. So no problem there. We decline that. And then these guys. Kingdom of Persian Media here. I'm trying to decide where we want to attack the rebels at. For now, I think we are going to head up over this way. Okay. So we'll wrap this up. No problem here. There's that war done. No titles change hands. And then these guys, they're going to head up over this way as well. So they'll arrive there in 4 months. As far as the Liberty faction goes, I do plan to acquiesce to them. Since there's not a lot that we can do here. We could send this guy a gift and hope... Actually, that's 63 opinion. Hope that he leaves the faction over it. And then we could start working on, like, swaying him. And then we could grab... I mean, we could grab Thoughtful here. I should have done that before I sent him the gift. We could send him another gift and overwrite it, though. I mean, we don't care that much about the cash. So if we head down over here, talk to this guy, send him another gift, and now that'll max out his opinion. I expect him to leave this faction over that. If he stays in this faction at 100% opinion, I'm going to be angry. There, he left the faction. Cool. So no problem there. We're 95% here. I'm keeping an eye on these guys. They're not actually sieging. Okay. So you can see here, attacker controls war target. This is not a war target over here. We're going to have to move up to this capital so that we have ticking war score on our side instead. And then these guys are going to move up behind. They can slow siege here. I'm okay with that. So we need a new chancellor. That'll be this guy. We're at 98% on this war. They're sieging here, but they're not going to get that done before ticking war score. So that's good. Liberty faction again? Liberty faction again. Okay. Can we do anything with any of these guys? Well, actually, this count can be moved into this kingdom. There we go. So that'll drop their it'll drop a little bit, but the faction military power is still up there. So we need to come in here. We need to start resupplying these troops so that that is no longer really a problem. We're going to move half of these troops over here, half of these troops over here. And we're going to work on resupply. We're going to enforce these demands. We're out of that war now. And this will get handed on over to, say, this guy here. Perfect. And then we're going to come in here and look for additional people to maybe bribe out of this faction. This guy is a decent option. We'll send a gift there. That gains us 82 opinion. This guy as well. We'll send him a gift. That's another 82 opinion. And this guy as well. We'll send him a gift too. That's another 82 opinion. And we're hoping that they leave the faction over that. If this faction fires, we will acquiesce. Okay. So these guys can... Actually, that's pretty good supply limits over here, but they can split up. And we got this capped. So that pulls away the ticking war score. That is incredibly important. So we're going to siege over here for the time being. I want to check in our capital region. Nobody threatening our capital. That's great. And what are they at? Minus 54. So they're already halfway done with their occupations. So we're going to come down over this way and grab this, just so that we're resupplying these guys as well. And those guys did actually leave the faction. So you can see here the faction is now declining in their discontent. They're just barely below the threshold. That guy died. Okay. And we're going to put in this count as our steward. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to grab our siege force, and they are going to head up over this way and continue to siege. For the time being, we're going to move our troops northward-ish and just park them out over here. Cool. So this is now getting under our control. This particular war should be fine. We are not over our or rather our domain limit. We were briefly there, but that went away almost immediately. Okay, cool. This siege is won, and we're going to head up this way. We will continue to head in over here. We do need a new spy master. That'll be this queen. Perfect. And Liberty faction again? Liberty faction again. So what can we do about this? Well, we can try to bribe this guy. This guy's quite powerful, so what's he angry about? He's angry because he's not on the council. He's skill 22 learning. We can't really do too much with that. But what we could potentially do is make him be our steward instead of this guy, actually. We'll do that, and that puts him at plus 50 opinion. I'm also going to bribe him. That'll max his opinion, and he'll leave the faction. Cool. And we're going to continue to siege up here. They're at minus 65%, so they can only get 35% more at this point. So that's no problem whatsoever. We'll get a physician. No, don't walk away. Continue your siege. Thank you very much. There we go. Got that siege done. We can gain another 50... Well, actually almost 75% war score from occupation here. Man, the Liberty faction again? How many people do we have to bribe out of this? Okay, we'll bribe this guy. That'll max his opinion. We're also going to bribe this guy. That'll almost max his opinion. Those two will leave the faction. They can send their ultimatum at any time. This guy's the faction leader. Is he going to leave the faction? Yes. There we go. So now their discontent will drop. And that's good. We finish up this siege, and we should come up over here. Now that we're done resupplying, I'm going to start some slow sieges out over this direction. They're going to be very slow sieges, but slow sieges nonetheless. Is that part of the war? No, that's not. We're going to have this whole little sub-area occupied here. So we're going to have to find ourselves another area to attack. Up over here would be the way to go, but that's quite a ways away. That said, at this point, it's not possible for them to win this war. Unless they were to, actually fight us and win. That is a way that they could win the war, but overall, all we need to do is not fight them, and we win. That's literally all we have to do. So that's kind of the plan here. At any rate, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will continue to not fight these rebels and win the war from it. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Rose Valentine, and the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.